Last week, I came across a video on social media where a mother posted a video of her son who has Down syndrome, a developmental disorder. And one of the comments in the comment section insinuated that the mother should have terminated the child when it was still a fetus. Now, while that comment greatly offended me, it also made me realize that there's very minimal awareness on so many disease conditions and people living with disability. The statistics from World Health Organization says 1.3 billion people around the world, that's 1 in 6 of us, have experienced some form of disability or are living with disabilities. That's a huge number. So that means everyone around you has someone, a loved one, a relative, a friend, somebody who's living or have experienced some form of disability. Disability is not only physical, it's any impairment that causes a restriction or places a limitation on you, physically, mentally, or even intellectually. In some parts of the world, like Asia and Africa, the stigma of living with a disability is almost always oppressive. And that's why I thought it was important for me to just run through some coping mechanisms for people living with disabilities. First and foremost, understand your disability, understand your condition. Knowledge is power. Know your condition, learn the progress, know the outcomes. The more you know, the better you can cope. Another way to cope is to accept help. There are so many assisted devices or tools that are designed to make your life easier, like for those with limb disparity who have one leg shorter than the other, regardless of the cause, whether it was caused by polio or an accident or you were born with it. Those who require walking aids, embrace the help. You're more than these devices. They're only a means to an end. They don't define you. Learn to live in the moment. Most of the time, you're so focused on the disability that you completely neglect the rest of your life or the remaining parts of your life. Make a mental note or take time to list out all your strengths and focus on those things that you're actually good at. So there's very minimal time to focus on your weaknesses or the limitations that you have. The fourth one, I cannot stress enough. Keep your support system close. Now, you don't need to have any form of disability to require a support system, whether it's emotionally, financially, or even physically. We all need a support system. But for those of you who live with disabilities, it helps to have people who understand your specific needs because it can significantly help you in coping with your conditions. Another way to cope with living with a disability is to avoid self-pity. It's like a magnet for depression. So engage in your favorite hobbies. Read a book, go to the movies, take a walk, learn a skill or two, or you can even improve on an already existing skill. Just find what you love to do and do it consistently and passionately. It helps to fight away the loneliness and also makes you feel fulfilled. There are several cultural and religious beliefs across the world. And in my experience, having a very strong belief system also helps you to just generally cope through life. So whatever that belief system is to you, hold on to it. It also helps to give you a sense of renewed hope. Lastly, and most importantly, seek professional help. Everything I've said is just a way for you to be able to cope generally. But it's very important for you to find a professional that is tailored to your needs. So you can speak to a licensed therapist or a psychologist, a professional who understands your condition and, of course, can provide or recommend strategies that are specific to your disability.